This is Lagos, Nigeria's economic center and the second most populous city in Africa. With a population of over 20 million inhabitants, Lagos ranks 7th among the top 10 fastest growing cities in the world. From the highbrow neighborhoods to the slum and shanty areas, one thing that the city has in common is the ever-bustling activity of everyday living in Lagos. From the traders in Balogun markets to the blue-collar employee in Victoria Island, everybody in Lagos is trying to navigate their way through the notorious traffic jams and make the best of the day. I'm on my way to Asampo Beach Road in Badagry to meet up with a man who has chosen to live life on his own terms, away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Badagry is a coastal town and a local government area in Lagos State, with a lot of history and culture. During the transatlantic slave trade, the town was a middleman between the European traders on the coast and traders from the hinterland. Our mission here today is to spend the next 24 hours with a Rasta man and his family to experience the natural and simple life they have chosen to live for the past 8 years. This is The Simple Life. Meet Rasta Dan, 36-year-old nomad and astronomer who lives in this scenic tropical beachfront, a place he calls the Holy Ground. In 2014, he quit his job in the entertainment industry and chose to live an alternative lifestyle free from societal norms and expectations. He welcomes us into his home where he lives with his wife and 4 kids.
This water, nobody knows how it got inside. I can tell you, it is only God that knows. It's the mystery of life. They say when you drink it, or when you use it, just the same way nobody knows how the water enters inside. That is how nobody in this world will know where your destiny is coming or where your blessing is coming from. Because water is life. Yeah. Alright, can you just tell us where you grew up? What kind of childhood you had?
Okay.
Parents, just how you grew up in childhood.
Yeah. Originally, I was born in Jos, and after about a week or so, my mom took me and my sister away from Jos. We spent from Jos we moved to Ajegule. Yeah, because my mom's that's my grandfather. My mom's father has a family house somewhere in Ajegule, Tessie. So we stayed in Ajegule for about 2-3 years. And from Ajegule, I traveled to Senegal, did my primary school in Senegal. From there, came back to Nigeria in year 2000. Year 2000. So, basically, I spent most of my youth in Lagos, Nigeria, actually. Surulere, Lekki, just within Lagos. So, everything is pretty much within Nigeria, Lagos, and Abuja. It was just my primary part of life was in Senegal. Yeah, so that was just it basically. But mostly I live in Lagos here. Lagos is my base, Lagos is my home. Yeah. Living in Lagos, now, normal thing, you have to hustle and do what is going on. Yeah, and people like we that we're not the bookwormers, like, officially. We found ourselves in the field of entertainment, find ourselves in the field of music, movie, you understand, marketing, and promotion and all that stuff. So growing up in Lagos, you know, after we left Abuja, I came back to Lagos. Living in Lagos has just been perfect. I was involved in car business. I used to bring cars from Benin Republic to Nigeria. I get my commission. I had a website where we sell cars online, used cars, fairly used cars, either Tokumbo from Benin or fairly used cars in Nigeria. You know, but before that, I was in the entertainment industry. I used to work for a company called Immaculate Entertainment. I was working for a guy. It's a relative, Ash Haman. Yeah, he's a relative of my very close family friend. I was handling most of his work in Nigeria, and after that, I started a website called gist.com with a friend of mine long ago. But all that was just inside the entertainment industry. But it came a point in time where life, you know, brought another face. You know, everything all of a sudden didn't start making sense. I started to ask myself, why do we exist? Are we just to come to this world to live, to make money, to marry, have kids, build house, and just die like that? You know, these questions it started coming to me at a point in time. I was wondering why life was like that. So it started making me to wander around. I started wondering in a way people cannot understand what is making this man wonder. Yeah, but nevertheless, as time goes on, well, if you see, as you see this hair like this, make I no lie to you, make I cut the story short. The hair is start na condition. When we did those days, I just born my first pikin. You know, I reason am, I look and say, see, as a day like this, I no fit dey may I get pikin wey never chop. May I go dey barb my hair for 300 naira. Because that time fuel can't cost, everything can't high, Buhari regime, things can't difficult. So from there now, I come the reason and say, now there I go reason the scripture for Bible, say, don't forget, say God say no cut your hair, just because of condition, I can't wind myself. So from there, I started discovering that if you don't touch your hair, you just leave it naturally. It tangles, it turns to dread naturally on its own. If you can endure the persecution, because it comes with a price. People will look at the image and wonder, why you like this? You know, this is a modern society. You have to shave up, you have to look nice, this and that, that and this. But, you know, all that is the experience upon experience that makes me what I am today right now. Yeah, so basically, that is just how we transform to this individual, you see, yeah. Well, yeah, people call me a lot of names. They call me Prophet, they call me Rasta. Even before this image came as well, as I am somebody that I find myself doing so much mysterious things. You understand? I find myself doing so much mysterious things. So people call me Rasta, people call me different kind of things. Yeah, so but when you hear they call me Rasta, it doesn't mean like I'm in a Rasta mansion. I'm involved in any of the Rastafarian mansion like the Emperor Haile Selassie and all that, because my perception about that, I see Emperor Selassie like Jesus Christ or Muhammad. That is how I see him. But so calling me Rasta is my naturalness, the life I live a natural life. I live a life connected to nature. I don't do hospitals, I don't do education, I don't do all that. I just live naturally. You know, if my wife is pregnant, we stay naturally from beginning of conception till the trimester of delivery. We stay natural.
While Rasta Dan regaled us with his philosophy and some of his life experiences, his wife, Folake, is busy cooking up a storm in the kitchen.
Diana, the same thing as well. From the experience of the first one and the second one, I was very confident. I wasn't worried. Even my wife as well, she wasn't worried, because people are always wondering, like, why do you put your trust on a man that is not even qualified to be a doctor? What kind of love is that? But he's beyond love. He's beyond reality. It is just what it is. You know, when the circumstances and situation put you in a corner, you just have to do what you have to do. So the fourth child was the easiest, because, you know, having 3 experiences already successfully, there was nothing to worry about. We were very confident about it.
The thing is that
The couple recently welcomed a newborn baby into the family. Healthy baby boy named Xavier. Folake shuttles between the kitchen and tending to Xavier while we wait on lunch. They continue to intrigue us with some of their travel experiences. Rasta shares the story of Xavier's natural birth with us.
We have dreams. Obviously, we have dreams, especially in the part of humanity, because
yes, our patient food will be ready any moment.
Thank you.
I just carry really good, just the carry go.
I was at a friend's place. She called me that she's on her way back, because usually where we stay, we have to go to the market either in Benin or Nigeria, because we live in between the 2 countries. So she had to go to Benin, and on her way back she called me, and I was waiting for her somewhere to come back from the market with my other kids, the 3 of them. You know, she said she's feeling the symptoms. It's as if baby's about to come. I have to wait for her by the road. So I left the house. I walked all the way to the junction, and I was waiting. While I was waiting there, she came, and like that, bros, immediately she just came. The water broke. Immediately she came down from the vehicle. You understand? The water just broke just right there, and she's telling me like, daddy, comforter. See, we got to go out, so we got to reach out. So baby's coming, oh, baby's coming. Oh. She's coming from the market. I'm carrying Diana. She's in labor, like seriously in labor. When I mean the water broke, you know that one already final stage. And I'm carrying my small daughter Diana with the bag she used for shopping at the market. I'm carrying the bag, I'm carrying my daughter, and we're coming back home. And you know, the pain, the pressure, walking from my house, from the road to my house is about maybe roughly 2 kilometers. So walking down to this place was another testimony on its own, because she was under that pressure, and the kids were hungry, they were crying, but we're just walking, I'm encouraging her, like, take it easy, let's just get to the house, let's get to the house. And my neighbors, they saw us, we passed, and it was just normal. And we got home finally. I opened the door, and it wasn't even up to 2 seconds. Immediately she just lay down on the mat as we got home. Boom, the baby is out. Just like that. You know, so I took the baby out, cleaned the baby up, wrapped the baby. I put the baby on the mother's bosom to relax, so that the baby feels warm and holds the mother, because when you give birth to a child, it's very important. Immediately the child comes out, it's very important you put the child on the mother's bosom, so that that is like, you know, you are out of the stomach, and that feeling, it makes them calm. You understand? They feel loved, they feel safe that they are there. You understand? So I left her there. I had to go and collect my power bank because it's getting dark. So while we're waiting for the placenta to come out, she was still lying down there, and the baby was there, and I told her I was coming. I want to go and get my power bank because it's going to get dark, we need light. She said okay. While she's there, the kids, they came, they were looking at their new brown baby, bouncing baby boy brother. His name is Xavier. Xavier, that's in French, in Spanish. The French call him Janvier. It means a bright home. In my dialect, it's called Tamno Donye, that is Ijo tribe. In Yoruba, it's called Ifeoluwa, that is the love of God. You can translate it in any language. That's his name, yeah. So that is it basically. And the child came, I went, after I got the power bank, I came back. The placenta is already out. And I had to take the umbilical cord. I tied the both edges, and I I don't have scissors. I'm not that kind of doctor. I use my normal knife, just cut the umbilical cord. No time. As a Rasta man, cut and pack this placenta, put it inside a bowl, went somewhere, did my normal traditional thing, clean up the baby, everything, and that's it. No hospital, no antenatal, nothing. Just lemongrass, moringa, eating natural food from conception of birth, from beginning of birth, eating home food. Everything is cooked in the house, raw and fresh. Do you understand? So that is how we survive. That is how we live. You understand? So we live by how we take care of ourselves internally. So that's how we are able to stand the whatever challenges externally. So that's it basically.
It's lunchtime at the Holy Ground. We are treated to a scrumptious home-cooked meal by the resident chef Folake. Even with the minimal means, she spares no expense on this lavish meal, and we are truly honored for it. Folake one day dreams to open a restaurant at the Holy Ground where she can serve guests from all over the world.
My daughter Diana, that's small. She's so persistent. Comforter.
Yeah.
Comforter.
After a much-needed meal, Folake joins in the conversation.
Yeah, when the world. Oh God, don't think so. We just become like this. But you know, every foolish thing the world does. I always remember so all their mentality and thinking. When I Bokuta and what I say when the world is that we can't sleep without mattress, but today we can sleep on top. You know, we live there and me and my daughter. And one day when my daughter was 2 months, my husband told me, "See, I have a vision. God say we should be going. That will bring our chip and our everything and our blah blah, our supervision." I just look him. He said, "Now so God wants him to get the vision." I say, "Eh." So this house where we rent never finish. You know me, I like my comfort. We just pay rent, like we never even eat up to three months inside. I think we stayed 2 months. And he's telling me that we should leave all these things and just go into wilderness. I said, "But that's the comforter. I can't do that." He stayed there, and when the day comes, he had this kind of spirit that when he comes, I have no choice. Even if he tell me, say, "Let's move," I have no choice. Abandon all this life and move on ahead. So that's how we started. I'm Folake Albert, but the name my parents gave to me is Folake Adeleke Raji. I'm from Ogun State, Abeokuta, Obawu local government, Lagos local government. But when I got married to Mr. Daniel, now I bear Folake Albert. Yeah. We met in Ghana, Accra. Yeah, I stay in Cantonment, Frank David, in Cantonment, opposite Italian Embassy. And he stays also not far from me, in the same area, with his mom. I never knew that he stays there. I never knew I was going to meet someone like that. I just woke up one beautiful morning, and I was very happy with myself because I want to go and get my best perfume. I use Jimmy Choo, Mademoiselle, and some other ones. So I went to get my perfume, my favorite. So I had some issues because when I go to the supermarket, it's like the price increased. So I was like, wow, how do I do that? But God was faithful. Somebody was there that knew me and compensated for me. And out of that excitement, when I got to where I stay, my hostel, I saw one Rasta guy. He's my friend called Dudi. He stays right there. He's half Ivorian and half American, you know. So I asked him, I was like, "Why are you out there? Why are you sad?" He said that he doesn't have smoke, doesn't have money. I was like, wow, dress up, follow me, out of excitement. You know, I stopped a taxi, we enter inside, and we went to a ghetto that a friend took me to some weeks ago. I didn't even know they sell smoke opposite, close to me, that side. So I went there with this Rasta,
And when I got there, I just saw my husband sitting there, sitting in the garden, smoking. And I just love his spirit when I saw him. I was like, this man is great. Like, where will he be staying around this place? I started imagining in my head, looking at the houses around and trying to imagine where will he be staying, where he come from. But where he's staying, I never think of that side. So last, yeah, we communicated, and we just communicated as if we know ourselves long ago. We become one flesh. From that moment we met, we stay together forever. I mean, we don't leave each other. I don't travel anywhere and sleep till overnight without him, or he doesn't travel somewhere and sleep overnight without me. We move together. We become one flesh. We just go anywhere together, and that's how we become attached to ourselves.
Since the couple met and started traveling together 7 years ago, it is obvious that they have shared experiences that have created a deep bond between them. For a 32-year-old mother of 4, Folake has experienced more than most people will ever get to experience in a lifetime.
How traveling started actually is, it wasn't anything extraordinary. When I met my wife, I am somebody, I love to swim, I love sport, I love to play football, I love to dance. I'm a very energetic person. I'm a fire sign, I'm a Sagittarius, so I love energy. I put fire, I put energy anywhere that I'm into. So, excuse me, when I met my wife, we started exercising and training. We started doing some jogging, some exercise. We never knew that we were being prepared for something that was going to happen, was even about to happen. But we just found ourselves having these outdoors activities. We find ourselves spending more time outdoors than indoors. Do you understand? I don't know. So we find ourselves spending time at the beach, find ourselves running through the streets in the morning, find ourselves moving from one place in Ghana. We can jog from Cantonment, all the way from Cantonment to Dankwa Circle. We'll pass Dankwa Circle, we'll go all the way to Weija. We'll pass Weija to Kaswa. When we come back to Nigeria, did you ever train in Nigeria? No, Abi. It was mostly in Ghana. You just go and relax. So when we started traveling, basically, there was a time when I met my wife. I told her a normal philosophy of mine as a single man living in Lagos now. Now for Lagos, if you don't day like this, you won't move. You understand? As things they happen like this, even if go up there, robbers there, money there, and if you just won't move like this, as the spirit they lead you, probably like me now, if I won't move now, I go observe and I go start to the cap, just the waka, they move, they go. I go just the waka. If you waka reach my destination safe, just they follow the wind. So when I met my wife, I told her that one time as a parable. I said, baby, we're supposed to go to somewhere. We're trying to even get to my mother's place to go back home in Accra. So I said, baby, do you remember, why don't we just be strolling? As we are strolling, it will save us transport fare, and it will save us time as well, so that we will not be standing somewhere. And I said that in the city. Now, it was so, I won't use the word unfortunate, I'll use the word fortunate, that what I said was a seed I sowed into this woman that I met in Accra. And we found ourselves in Senegal at a point in time. How we got to Senegal, another story for another day, but we were still in the world and we found ourselves in Senegal. We found ourselves in a situation where we had no money, no phone, nothing. We sold our phones because we had to have money to continue the journey. And we found ourselves right in Senegal. Now, we had to come back home. There's no money, no phone, nothing. How do you continue your journey? Even our passport self, we are trying to hide it, because if you take the passport to the immigration or to the borders, they have to stamp you and you have to pay for stamps. So we don't use our passport now. We just go like locals. Any country we get to, say French-speaking country and a Muslim country, we dress like Muslims. And we pass the border. Any country we go, it's an English country, we dress like Christians when we pass the border. We just walk through them like we are indigents. We tell them our children are going to school, we carry school bag and we're taking them to school in the next border, because Africa is one. Forget the borders, forget the government, forget the uniform. Are they not people that are intertwined, that have children against those, like within 2 tribes and 2 nations? Do you understand? So Africa is one. We're all black skin. It's a black race. Our blackness, our dark skin, our nature, our melanin skin is the passport that we needed. So from there, she told me that, see, Mr. Man, don't forget you told me that when we are traveling or you are going to somewhere, you should start walking small, so that it will save you the cost and it will save you the finances, and at least it will save you time as well. I got upset because what she's telling me, we're in another man's country, we're in Gambia, where that is almost how many 1,000 kilometers away from home. We're in another man's country where they speak another language, without a phone, without a passport, with nobody knowing where we were. And she's telling me that kind of thing inside bush, because now me don't tell her the same seed for city. I tell her, say, see, no be city, we don't have bush, we dey like. She say, but we get choice. And that is how it all started. From there, we started walking back to Nigeria. All I had was a map, a local map. I had no phone. I had a map I printed from Google. The old Nigerian map, West Africa map, that they call this place the Gulf of Africa. Instead of West Africa, it was called the Gulf of Benin. The Gulf of Benin, yeah, the Gulf of Africa. So we started using the map, using the sun. That is where my sense of compass, knowing the sun rises from the east to the west, we started using that to trace our way back home. And it took us 2 months to walk back from, we passed from Gambia, we went to Senegal, from Senegal, went to Mali, back to Bamako, from Bamako to Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, Bobo, from Burkina Faso. We passed the north of Ghana. We didn't want to follow Ghana back down to Africa. We had to follow the north, Bogatanga. That is a place that has 3 borders within Mali, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Togo. It's a border of Bogatanga. It's at the northern part of between Togo and Benin. So it's a country, Burkina Faso, Togo, and Benin Republic. They share the same border, and Ghana. So we had to follow that border and come back through the north of Togo down to Cotonou. Down to, what is the city of Lomé? Down to Lomé. We pass Palime, Atakpame, all these places. If you go to this day, you see through the map, Palime, Atakpame, back to Lomé. And that is how we started walking. And I came back to Nigeria and we started walking. You know, coming back to Nigeria, my friends and family seeing me coming from that kind of journey, they did not understand. They just see, Ogbeni, what did happen now? You be spirit. When you go, come back, because we've been through the deserts, we've been through the mountain, we've been through the forest, we've faced all kind of creatures in reality. And it's just God that has just been putting us through all this journey. So from there, since then till now, we've just found ourselves enjoying nature, enjoying space. Do you understand? People, they talk, say, make them fight for freedom of speech. But me, if I come as in any position of a leader, I would say we should fight for freedom of space. Because every man needs space to reason. You understand? You'll be say one space with a share space. No, we need freedom of space. Give her a chance. Anything we want to do, now right. So that's it.
Sir, when we wake up in the morning, you see the sun of Mali. It shines in our face. We see it close as if we can touch it. Because we walk with feet and we reach certain level where we can see the sun right to our face as if I was like, wow.
Diana, come.
Wow. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, come.
Were you not tired? Did you not get tired?
Sir, if I sleep like this, as I wake up in the morning, this man love to function early hour. Me, I don't care anytime, but 4 o'clock, you don't wake me, say, oh yeah, anybody that accommodate us, 4 o'clock, we are already moving. You know, to accommodate is difficult. But I don't know, say, we are not those kind of people that you accommodate and will be a nation to you or a problem. By the time they wake up, we don't move. Even if I send today, we don't provide our food there, we don't move. So every day when I wake up like this, it's work, sir. I did it for like 4 years of my life. As I just sleep, wake up, nowhere is home. I sleep, wake up, I'm going from.
Yeah, she's coming, she's here.
I sleep, wake up, I'm moving. That's how we did it for 4 to 5 years. Or how many years I'm talking about?
About 6, going 7, 6 to 7. What are you saying?
It is now
Even
we
till
settle. No, we try. We try small. It's been a while. We haven't traveled about 2 years.